Pick a body! Get someone in the ring! But enough about how Fritz von Erich booked his sons in World-Class Championship Wrestling. And that's also how Fritz von Erich booked his sons in World-Class Championship Wrestling when David von Erich couldn't gut it out in Japan. And then when Mike von Erich couldn't shoulder responsibility. And Kerry couldn't keep both feet on the ground. And then Chris, well bless Chris, he tried, but he wasn't very goddamn good. And then Gino Hernandez, my God, he just went all up his goddamn nose. Enough about World Class Championship Wrestling. Let's talk about this show. I'm John Renton with my review, WWE NXT Vengeance Day 2025. It was at the Care Fist Arena. I know it's Care First. Just work with me. Because if you're going to care when you fist, then you know that she's the one. Or he's the one. Or they're the one. I don't judge much, you sick freaks. Anyway, so yeah, I decided to watch this show. You know what? Despite some usual issues that I have with NXT, the women's matches definitely cemented this as a worthwhile watch. Because the women open the show, they close the show, but boy are there issues. Okay, yes, I'm going to start off with the fact that Booker T is so goddamn rotten on commentary. However, Vic Joseph and Corey Graves, at least being able to carry this show, just make them the commentary team. Honestly, you don't need a three-man commentary booth. Have Booker be a liaison. You know, something. You know, nothing wrong with a liaison. Some of my best friends are liaisons. Just have him be a mentor and a coach backstage. Have him just run his reality of wrestling thing. I'm sorry, he's just not good at commentary. He never will be. None of us will live long enough for him to be good. So, shout out to DB Wrestling, by the way. One, happy birthday. Two, hope you had a great time at the event. Those who don't know who the fuck he is, he's a great guy, by the way. Whether we agree, disagree on things, he's a cool guy, and I'm glad that he was able to be there. So, 4,200 seating capacity. They had about 3,700, 3,800 according to WrestleTix. They sold that thing slap dab out. Had a minimal stage and minimal ramp entranceway. The kickoff had nothing of note. I had to catch up on quite a bit of this, actually. Because I had work and I was able to click through some of the video packages and everything. Sam Roberts is moronic. Why is he there? So, the arena looks great. The crowd was loud. Actually, the crowd, I thought a couple times they'd actually killed the crowd with a couple of the results. But we have Stephanie Vaquer looking as only she can. My goodness, what a perfect goddamn goddess she is. Against Fallon Henley. Bless Fallon Henley. This glow up, as the kids say. I am 44 years old saying that. She looked great before, but this new twist persona has helped her out quite a bit. She's the, excuse me, the NXT North American Women's Champion. Recently gained it from Kalani Jordan. And you know what? They cut a pretty damn good pace here. Someone hopefully smartened Jada Parker up, which I will not let that go until she actually apologizes. Just want to say that. And so basically Kalani Jordan and Carmen Petrovic, I assume that's how you say that, were in the crowd. And Fallon has excelled. She has done really, really well. And Stephanie is just otherworldly talented. She's really good. She just has, I hate the word aura because it's so overused. She has it. She has it. You can't coach it. There were a few points where Stephanie was trying to tie up Fallon. I certainly did not wish I was Fallon Henley. How dare you accuse me of that? I am a clean individual. And if you believe that, you have just tuned into this review. So, they wanted the leg, but you know, where she basically takes her knees and just thumps her head down and everything. And again, should have been me. Moving on, trying to find a woman to treat me like that. The 3-on-1 advantage, ref you suck, ref you suck. It was nice because JC Jane was there and other Jasmine Nix, I forget. Nothing against her, but I haven't seen anything from her. She's like, JC had the face mask and now Jasmine does. Is everybody, and now Nathan Frazier, more on him in a minute, has a face mask. Everybody quit doing shit where you're going to collide with the ground. Slow down. So, Fallon would not stay down. We did get JC hitting a nice punch at one point when Stephanie got in the ropes. That was good timing on that interference spot, but just a 2 count. Fallon kept going and going. Moving on. A spill on the outside. And it was nice that there was a nice dive, splash outside. There was a lot of good stuff going on here. A dive onto the pile. There was a double arm buster on the ropes, or on the apron, but that kind of didn't work. I don't really know what they were going for there. And the underhook backbreaker, and then the spiral tap variation. 1, 2, 3, new North American Women's Champion, Fallon. Even though she didn't have a long run, it was a pretty good run. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't still be in NXT. I mean, quite frankly, I would call her and JC up as a team, especially if you're going to insist on having tag team titles that don't mean anything. Jasmine will have to stay in NXT for a while. It's about time JC gets called up. And you know what? The ladies killed it. They did a really good job here. That was a good opener. But Stephanie is a new champion. A Chamberhead, Evolve on Tubi, Axiom and Frazier, Fraxium. That's a stupid name. Whoever came up with that name, what's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? No, actually, if you like that, that's okay. And Josh Briggs, why does he have a smoking skull? Not a smoking skull belt, smoking skull thing right here. Yoshiki and Inamura. Whatever. I kept thinking of a Terry Funk line about Tojo Yamamoto. Deep cut. People will get it. What happened to the tag team wrestling that I loved? It wasn't even anything against these guys in particular, but what? I know Briggs was in Noah, and I assume that's where this guy came from. I don't know. Okay, Briggs got busted in the mouth at one point. That's not a euphemism. And yeah, that Yoshiki guy got pinned. I didn't really care about this match. Are you out of your mind? Look, it's not that Frazier and Axiom Verge are a bad team. Why have a ref? The referee was just like, oh, everybody's in the ring. I guess I just won't enforce the rules at all. So, yeah, basically that's about it. A show of respect, and then suddenly, a shout out to Jay Lee JNR on Twitter for coming up with this. The Etsy Shield, as they're going to be called now. They are forever called the Etsy Shield. Shout out to him. Patent that. You great guy. You kooky character. The PC Recruit guys just attacked. So it's 4 guys and they're channeling the Shield. The Etsy Shield. This is stupid. Stop doing this. Stop fucking doing this. I have nothing against the guys involved in this, but this is already one of the dumbest things that NXT has put on in a while. Who are you chants? That's always a good sign when you get people chanting that. We chanted that at Gene Snitsky when he ended up, just before he slammed a chair into Kane and then he fell on Lita, and we chanted Baby Killer at Gene Snitsky. I was at that show. That creative was better than whatever the fuck they did here. Trick and Eddie Thorpe in a strap match. Oh, I see how you are during Black History Month, Sean. I see how you are. Look, they've been going back and forth. Eddie has been trying to break into the main event scene. Christ knows why, because he's not very interesting. I saw him at an independent show, New Japan show, about 3 years ago when he was Carl Fredericks. And yeah, good for him. He's in NXT, he's with Dakota Kai, and he better hang his hat on that because he's about to hit his goddamn ceiling. So yeah, they strap each other. Pinfalls in the strap match. I don't recall seeing that too often, but whatever. A low blow and a knee by Eddie Thorpe gets the victory. There was more shit in this, but I didn't care, did you? Look, the crowd was pissed. Trick will build something, or build up a bit of a, momentum to go after Oba and then lose and then go to the main roster where he will probably either reunite with Mello or not be utilized well. But bless him. Bless Trick. Thorpe tried. He tried. They tried to make me interested in this, and I just didn't care. Ricky Starks showed up on NXT recently. So quick, by the way, after he got released, that they didn't even bother mentioning his name because they're still trying to work out the kinks and the merchandising and the licensing and stuff like that. Let him keep the Ricky Starks name. There is no reason why he shouldn't keep the Ricky Starks name. He was using it on the Indies, and he was using it in the NWA, and it is what it is. But they're working out the goddamn kinks. Great fumble by Tony Khan. He's kept so many other people, and he didn't want to utilize goddamn Ricky Starks. You could have actually had somebody that could have been beneficial, could have possibly been an AEW World Champion, or at least a proper mid-card champion, and you do this shit. Now, Ricky is going to excel in NXT, and those are like, oh, he betrayed AEW. Quit the fucking tribalism and be happy for the goddamn talents. Because if WWE fumbles somebody and AEW uses them well, then WWE deserves to be knocked. And if it's vice versa, you can handle it. AEW, by the way, is not the goddamn little underdog when they're funded by the son of a goddamn billionaire. So fucking knock that goddamn shit off. More on that during the Grand Slam review. So, Ethan Page lost his smile and then broke Javon Evans' jaw. So he signed a wholeheartless agreement. I think that's how that goes, where he cannot be held liable. He has a broken jaw, he has a mouthpiece, and it's Ethan versus Evans. Javon wanted revenge, and you know what? I like this more than I thought I would, because they took it seriously. They used good psychology. I'm worried that Evans is going to be totally wrecked, as the kids say, by 25 if he doesn't slow down. He has incredible athleticism. He's only like 20 years old. He's a great talent, but just slow down. He did some really good stuff, kept up the fire, and then eventually an ankle spot on the post. That led to Ethan taking over with nice leg vice, nice ankle focus. Good psychology here. Instead of going for the jaw, you don't go for that. You go for the ankle. You do that and you build up to the spot, which is what they did. Evans hit this freaking springboard kick off the ropes on one leg. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Evans ends up doing a jump. Gets outside, hits a really nice, pop, or gets a nice pop there. Gets Ethan back in the ring. Tries to go for the cutter, and then as he does, boom! One punch, knocks out the mouthpiece, twist of fate, 1, 2, 3. There you go. As far as surprises, this match surprised me more than any. There we are. Good stuff. Evans got his shit in, and I don't mean that derogatory, but it took the one punch and the one disadvantage that Evans had that he tried to hide for him to be completely taken out. And then a few of these new recruits. Zara Sterling apparently was born in an Amazonian rainforest. And Stephanie wants more gold. She wants to be double strapped. Moving on. So, there's tension between Waller and Theory. Thankfully not of the sexual variety, but moving on from that. Maybe A-Town Down Under means something else. I'm not here to judge. Oba is very over. Waller and Theory kept tag teaming him. Again, not a euphemism. And they targeted Oba's neck with a chair while Waller did, and they kept trying to get the pin. That didn't work. They would try to get the pin on each other. Eventually, Waller crashed through a table, crashed through the announcer's table. A DDT by Theory, A-Town down, and then Waller rose back up and stopped the ref's count. And a stunner to Theory. Oh my god, the rolling stunner. Theory's been taken out. And then the bomb, the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Oba retains. Wasn't a great match. It was at least decent. And Oba excels in matches like this where he's featured, in short bursts. So there you go. And yeah, then suddenly we have Shield music and Etsy Shield shows back up with lighting and everything and stuff like that. And this is already complete dog shit. They took out Oba. Oh my god, they took out Oba. These 4 goofs. These 4 goddamn goofs. The Etsy Shield. Alright. Yeah, that was dumb. Ava is talking to Sarah, and then suddenly Ariana Gray shows back up. She's been on Impact, and her dad's on Impact, and he's there. And great, Santino on my television in 2025. That's really not what I wanted to see. But, whatever. That's fine. Wrestlers' dads showing up to talk to their kids. NXT never has that. Alright, all 4 women get good reactions. That really sounded a lot less dirty in my head. Cora blowing off the crowd. Roxanne, even though she's a heel, they like her. They like Bayley. They really like Bayley. They like Julia. God, do I like Julia. Jesus fucking Christ. But Julia, Bayley, Roxanne, and Cora. You know what? They did good stuff here. Well worked. Smooth action. Yeah, there were maybe a couple rough spots. I'm not going to say it was necessarily the most perfect match, but they kept it moving. They sold enough. And it made sense. I actually thought that Cora was going to take the pin here. She did not. So, everybody get in here. And There you go. So they kept it moving. There was a nice Tower of Doom, 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 Doom spot. And there was mounting and fisting during this. This is the second most mounting and fisting I've seen between 4 women on camera. Always delete your search history. Cora did do a roll off the top at one point, which, bless her, I mean, Cora had some good work here. The pop rocks on the outside, pop rocks on the inside. That was nice. Jade stopped that. And then she got hit with a knee, and then got hit, and then, another knee to Roxanne. 1, 2, 3, and there you are. So now, Julia retained the championship. Roxanne getting pinned. Going to go on to Raw. Likely beat Raquel to get into the Elimination Chamber. For the love of God, we need somebody that can work, and Raquel ain't it. But Stephanie shows back up. She wants more gold. She wants to be strapped up, and then suddenly Sabrina Carpenter on Juice is here. I'm sorry, that's Jordan Grace. Why does she have hair like Sabrina Carpenter? Why do I know who Sabrina Carpenter is? So yeah, Jordan Grace is there. Hopefully the wellness policy has been lax. Nevertheless, good stuff. The crowd reacted, and there you are. It's it for Vengeance Day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritlin, and I'll see you soon.